Hello, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. It's me again, Wicked Weird Wednesday. Today I want to talk about Anna again and the before and afters. Okay, I know the horse is dead. It's been lying in the sun a while. It's getting kind of nasty, but we're going to kick it again because it's fun. It's fun to see what happens. So, I was watching a Lindsay video. Go sub to her if you're not. And she was comparing these two photos. Now, in these two photos, this was a great comparison. This was a great video. Good job, Lindsay. I totally grabbed this screenshot because I knew that it was a worthy comparison and worth saving these photos for later. The fit of the pants was the only thing that I felt like maybe there could be a better comparison. And then I came across one. Anna graced us. She wore a pair of pants that were pretty much exactly like the ones that she was wearing in the video or in the picture that Lindsay used. So I spliced those two together. And we're going to do a little bit of comparison. So I used her ear as like the size reference to make sure that, things were right. And truth be told, you can see that she is at a little bit of a different angle in each photo. She's a little bit more turned towards data in the current photo. The current photo is on the left, and past Anna, skinty Anna, is on the right. So you can see her bust and belly area were definitely smaller in the past. Now, we know that Anna says that her results will take 18 months to 2 years to be fully present. So she probably has quite a bit of swelling in her belly. I'll give her that. She had the 360 lipo. Give the girl a effing break. She's healing. She's in recovery. But what about the Tata area, that's looking quite full. Maybe she had a fat transfer or something. Speculation station. Okay, lies, not truth. I'm just trying things at different angles, trying to see what things look like at different angles. I think here I was trying to match up the waistband of the pants, and you really can see it's very damning. Her belly is so much smaller in 2024. So this is almost exactly a year ago. We're getting past March already, so well into June. Past a year, but that's okay. It's close enough. So now I'm just gonna, be really egregious and keep going and kicking the horse. And I'm going to outline the belly and the boob area and then overlay that. We're just comparing shapes and sizes. It's fun. Shut up, leave me alone. Let me do my thing. So booby area smaller, belly area, way smaller. And you can also see that her upper belly in the past Anna is smaller too. If you compare the left side, current Anna, it's much more rounded and full. Everything's more full. Yeah. Hang tight, we're going to move on to something else more exciting. So, there has been a little bit of a change, and I did find a really good set of photos to compare the changes that I do see. There are some changes. So this is past Anna. I can't remember exactly how long ago this was. I just had this in a collection of, we'll just say photos of Anna. And then this, I believe, was from the most recent Walmart haul. I overlaid it, and I was messing with the opacity again so that we could just compare. I used the crotch area to make sure everything was lined up. She's looking down in the old photo and she's looking up in the new photo. So it was just a good way to kind of line everything up. And I did try to make sure that her feet were in the same spot. I don't think she's wearing shoes in the old photo. But yeah, so if you look in the hip area, she definitely... they definitely took down those little, kind of, on my body, I call them saddlebags. Sorry if that hurt your feelings, but that's what I call them on my body. The little side hippie kind of extra fat pad, they definitely smoothed that out. And, the outlines really kind of show you the change. So there really has been a change. And you can see here very clearly that her bust is a lot bigger. So she's gained a lot of weight in her boobs, in her belly area. But yeah, the hip area, it looks like the upper thigh area around her crotch, is smaller and stuff. And I think that they alleviated a lot of that quote unquote congestion for the sake of her mobility, like around her knees and stuff. And I do see that. I definitely see that. So, I mean, there is a little bit of a change. I'm going to give it to her. But we also need to recognize that she's in heavy compression still. So I feel like, in my personal opinion, when I see her in like bikinis, I see a little bit of a change in the thigh area, but not really, But if they removed some of the fibrous, kind of knotted up fatty tissue, especially around like the knee joints and stuff, I can see how that can help, But I also feel like Anna really needed to address her behaviors before she did this. If you watch Graphically Alex, who's another creator that's really good to watch about fat acceptance stuff, but he calls them toxic ritualistic behaviors, and that is a really good way of putting them. I think that she really needed to get a handle on that. Anna has ADHD, excuse me, and that has been linked to binge eating disorder, or not disordered, but just binge eating, overeating, and it's like you're seeking dopamine. So she needs to get that in check. I think it's apparent that she hasn't, and until she does, I don't think we're going to see much more progress than what we see right here in these photos. So anyway, the horse has been kicked. It's dead. It's bloated. It's exploding in the sun, and it stinks. So I think we're going to leave it and, quit picking on Anna about this. But I just wish she would be a little bit more realistic and honest and open and transparent. And, it's okay if she is struggling, and it's okay if she realizes that maybe she jumped the gun a bit and made a mistake. But I would respect her a lot more if she would say, hey, I really thought that I was ready for this and that I could, keep my toxic ritualistic behaviors in check, but I can't. And I'm going to get help, because I remember her asking for recommendations on some kind of like health retreat. So I'm wondering if she's feeling like she needs help in some capacity, but I think she needs to get help in the way of like mental health and like therapy for like the ADHD and the toxic behaviors. So anyway, it's just my opinion. I'm not a professional. I'm a nobody. I'm a weirdo on the internet. So I will talk to you guys later, and I hope everybody has a wonderful day.